In France, over 40,000 workers have protested job cuts and frozen wages in a nationwide day of strikes. Unions say the COVID-19 pandemic shouldn't serve as an excuse to erode workers' rights. French companies have announced thousands of job cuts, citing the economic toll of the coronavirus. That includes the tyre company Bridgestone, which has announced the closure of its factory in northern France, putting over 800 jobs at risk. Well, more protests are expected to take place a little later on today. Let's go to Paris to find out more with our reporter, Guillaume Desjardins. Morning to you, Guillaume. France has offered companies millions of euros in tax breaks, all in an aid to try and protect job losses. Why are these unions so worried, and what is it that they're demanding from the government?
Well, the government announced billions in tax breaks for businesses, and workers think that it lacks warranties for jobs. The goal for the government is indeed to save companies whatever it costs in an attempt to keep jobs and salaries in France. But unions, based on previous precedents back in the Hollande era with similar tax break with similar goals, and we saw that some companies back then took in the public fundings and still ended up laying people. That is precisely what workers fear this time with this massive stimulus package. And the example set by Bridgestone yesterday could not have come at a worse moment, because it illustrates precisely what unions are saying, that Bridgestone announced close to 900 layoffs after taking some public fundings. The government yesterday, through the economy minister Bruno Le Maire, said it was a revolting announcement, claiming that the government and the French taxpayers had some kind of moral agreement with those companies, but it didn't keep Bridgestone from laying off these people. And now unions are calling for better warranties that this won't happen again with this very stimulus package.
Yesterday in particular, we saw doctors, nurses, lab workers as well out protesting. How has the COVID-19 pandemic really changed the call for industrial action in France?
We did see indeed yesterday a lot of health workers in the street. Actually, the health workers, the public nurses, were the only ones to hold a significant strike over the last 8 months. Due to COVID measures, the social agenda was quite empty, but they went on strike in June. And this time they were joined by private lab workers, and they all claimed the same thing. They are understaffed, underworked. And the lab example is quite a good one right now with the COVID testing policy. There's a surge of work for these lab workers, and they say that they can't keep up with the rhythm. Right now in France, some people have had to wait for a week to get an appointment to get tested, and then wait for another week to get the results, which is kind of defeating the very purpose of this policy.
Guillaume Desjardins, our reporter in Paris, thank you very much.